think I'll nip down to the games room. Oh, stretch my legs. Have a game of ping pong. What about you? Fancy a game? How would you like a categorical thrashing? I'll accept any challenge, any stakes, any gauntlet you care to fling down. What have you done with your gauntlets, by the way? In fact, while we're at it, what happened to your motorbike? You look bold in black. The only thing I didn't like was your face. Too white, the face stuck between your helmet and your black hair and your black motor jacket. Kind of aghast. Blatantly vulnerable. Veering towards pitiful. Well, of course, you weren't cut out to be a motorbikist. It went against your nature. I never knew what you were getting into. I mean, one thing that is certain is it didn't work. It never convinced me. It never got you onto any top shelf with me. Should have been black. Should have had a black face. Then you'd really be doing something. Then you really make a go of it. I often had the impression, that you two were actually brother and sister. Some kind of link up, some kind of identical shimmer deep down in your characters. An inkling, no more, that at one time the two of you had shared the same pot. Well, of course, she's black. Black as the ace of spades. And a life lover to boot. You never say what you're ready for now. You're not even ready for a game of ping pong. You're incapable of saying what it is you're capable. Where your relish lies, where you're sharp, excited. Why you never are capable of exercising some crisp and full-bodied appraisal of the buzzing possibilities of your buzzing brain cells. You often act, and I'll be frank, act as if you're dead. Act as if the Balls Pond Road and the Ebony Lady never existed. As if the rain on the pavement and the twilight never existed. As if our sporting and intellectual life never was. She sat down. She was tired. She sat down. The journey, the rush hour, the weather so unpredictable. She'd put on a woolen dress because the morning was chilly, and then the day changed, totally changed. And she cried. And you jumped up like one of those things, I forgot the name, monkey in a box, Jack in a box. Held her hand, made her tea, quite the burst. Perhaps it was the change in weather went to your head. I loved her body. Not that between ourselves it's one way or the other, anything of importance. My spasms could be your spasms. Who's to tell or care? Well, she did. Could. We all walked arm in arm through the long grass over the bridge, sitting outside by the pub, in the sun by the river. And the pub was shut. Anybody notice us? I mean, was there anybody watching us? All the same, you and I, even then, never mind the weather, weren't we? We were always available for a net practice. Now, at the drop of a hat, or a game of fives, or walk and talk in the park, or a few rounds of putting before lunch. Yeah, given the fair moderate conditions. No bothersome commitments. The thing I like, and I mean quite immeasurably, is this kind of conversation, this kind of exchange, this class of mutual reminiscence. Sometimes I think you've forgotten the black girl, the ebony one. Sometimes I think you've forgotten me. No, you haven't forgotten about me. Who's your best mate? Who's your truest mate? You introduced me to Webster and Turner, admitted. But who got you going on Tristan Tzara, Breton, Giacometti, all that lot? Not to mention Louis-Ferrand Céline, now out of favor, and John Doss. Who bought you both custard tins cut price? No, I say both. I was the best friend either of you ever had. And I'm still prepared to prove it. I am still prepared to wrap my braces around the neck of anyone in your defense. Now you're going to say you loved her soul and I loved her body. Now you're going to trot that old one out. You were much more beautiful than me. More aquiline. I mean, I know that. I'll give you that. More ethereal. More thoughtful. Slyer. Well, I had both feet firmly planted on the deck. But I'll tell you one thing you don't know. She loved my soul. It was my soul she loved. I keep busy in the mind. That's why I'm still sparking, get it? I've got 100% more energy now than I did when I was 22. When I was 22, I slept 24 hours a day. And then 22 hours a day when I was 24. I don't know, you work it out for yourself. But now I'm sparking. I'm at my peak. Up here, 2,000 revolutions a second. Every living hour of the night and day. I'm a front runner. My watchword is vigilance. Oh, I'm way past mythologies. I've left them all behind. Sleep, Coco, cats, Beethoven, rain, black girls, bosom pals, literature, custard. You're going to say I've been talking about nothing else. But what you can't see, you bloody fool, is that I can afford to do it. I mean, can't you appreciate the irony? I mean, even if you can't, if you're too dim to catch the irony in the words themselves, words I have chosen myself, quite scrupulously, with intent, you can't miss the irony in the tone of voice. What you are in fact witnessing is freedom. I no longer participate in a holy ceremony. That crap is cut. You should have had a black face. That was your mistake. You could really make a go of it. Could really chalked one up in the books. You could have had 2 black kids. I'd have died for them. I'd have been their uncle. I am their uncle. I'm your children's uncle. Touch my body, she said to you. And you did. Of course you did. You'd have been a bloody fool if you didn't. You would have been a bloody fool if you hadn't. It was perfectly normal. I was behind the partition. I brought her up to see you after you pissed off to Notting Hill Gate. Naturally. That's where they always end up. I'll never end up there. I'll never end up that end of the park. Sitting there with your record player, growing bald, Beethoven, Coco, Cats. That really dates it. Coco really dates it. It was your detachment was dangerous. I mean, I knew it like the back of my hand, of course. That's the web my darling, black darling hovered in, wavered in, my black moth. She stuttered in that light. Your slightly sullen, non-committal, deadly, dangerous light. It's a fact of life. The silent ones are always better off. As for me, I always like the simple love scenes. The classic setups. The sweet. The sweet goodbye at Paddington Station. My collar turned up. Her soft cheeks. Standing close to me. Legs under her raincoat. The platform. Her cheeks. Her hands. There's nothing like the sound of steam to keep love warm, to keep it moist, to bring it to the throat. Oh, my ebony love, she smiles at me. I touched her. I feel for you. Even if you feel nothing for me, I feel for you. I could take them out and tell them jokes. I love your children.